What is up, everyone? I hope you all are doing well. My name is Ishaan and welcome to the video. Man, I just got out of an hour-long meeting with my research supervisor going over the draft that I had for the scientific conference that I want to submit for, and man, she went hard at that draft. Like, she gave me a lot of detailed and good feedback that I can continue to work with and build upon. But it can also be a little discouraging to kind of see your draft or your writing kind of get edits or feedback at first. And I mean, this is nothing new. It's really part of the scientific process, in all honesty. You know, whenever you're working on a potential research paper, publication, or even just an abstract for a scientific conference, it usually goes through a couple of rounds of edits before you're able to have that final product that you want to submit. But speaking of the short-term L's that come along in the process, you know, one thing that's really fundamental to human nature, and no matter what it is that we do, what it is that we're involved in, or what we want to do, we're always gonna face failure in some sort of way or some sort of capacity. Like, there's no way around it. And again, no matter what it is that you do, you're always gonna be encountering it in some sort of form. And if you're watching this video, then chances are that you've had experienced that, and I don't want to waste more of your time, so let's head into the video where I want to give you all 3 steps that I believe can help you overcome your failures. Before heading into the actual steps, there is a preliminary step 0, as I like to call it, and that is the perspective shift. Now, the word failure comes with a lot of connotations automatically, you know, triggers a lot of words or thoughts or imagery in your mind about how it's a bad thing and how we should be fearing it, you know, running away from it, trying our best to not fail at anything. But over the course of time, I've really learned that failure is nothing but an opportunity for growth and learning. You know, before I headed into college, every single summer I had an official internship lined up that I had applied for and gotten accepted into. But after I got to college, every single summer, every time I applied to an internship, something that was more like official in a sense, I always got rejected. And even then, it led me to something even greater and opened my eyes to other opportunities that were around me, and I still had to work for them and seek them out. But if I hadn't had that perspective shift that failures can be redirections if you're really, you know, ready to put in the work again and seek the opportunities that are around you, I don't think I would have been able to recognize those. And with that perspective shift and recognizing that each failure can lead into a new opportunity or perhaps even a different opportunity, you start to gain a new connotation of the word failure, which can continue to allow you to push through even if you encounter another obstacle. With that said, heading into step number 1, acceptance. It's really human nature for us to be in denial, blame other people or situations, or tell ourselves that it's not our fault while still subconsciously putting ourselves down. And I've been there myself. But you gotta realize that no matter what it is that it was or what came along your way, some things just aren't meant to be, and time is the only thing that's gonna reveal why and how. So let it do its thing. Instead of placing more blame or playing the blame game, accept the reality of the situation at hand, because it's going to be really hard to move forward if you're holding any grudges or have anger within you. Realize and accept the situation at hand by recognizing that even if the outcome wasn't something that you wanted or expected, your process was still worth it, and time's going to reveal why and how that was. Take your time to process all of this though, but when you start to do that and you finally start to accept the cards that you're dealt with instead of complaining about the hand that you got, you finally have a clarity in the situation, and you can finally focus on strategizing and devising new action plans with a clear and focused mindset. Step number 2, analyze. After you've dealt with the emotions that arose with your failure and finally accept the situation and the reality at hand, you can reflect back on the process that you undertook at that time, the action steps that you took, what you did, and what you can perhaps do differently the next time. Now, this only applies to a situation where you're going after the same thing or you're going after something that's very similar, and in that case, you can try out different approaches. But I really do want to implore you here to really sit with yourself and reflect on whether that's something that you still want to continue on with, or if you want to change trajectories, because Man, life has a funny way of telling us when we might need to redirect our train of thought or our actions. And I'm not saying that you need to quit or and try out other things, but I am saying that you should really sit with yourself and maybe a trusted mentor that you worked with for some time now, and really brainstorm and discuss whether that's something that you still want to continue to pursue, or perhaps there are other things that are better fit for you and your goals. And again, this is also a self-reflection process where you got to think whether you're doing the thing for yourself, or were you doing the thing because that's the path that other people expected you to take. In either case, you'll definitely have more clarity as to what you want to do, and that's going to lead us into the next step. And step number 3 is plan and prepare. Now that you've accepted the situation at hand, dealt with the emotions that arose with it, and analyzed the situation and kind of got a sense of where you want to head into next, it's finally time to devise those next action steps and prepare for the opportunity that you want to take on. Now, if you're going into a similar path as before, then chances are that you might want to tweak your strategy a little bit so you have a better chance than compared to last time. And if that's the case, I definitely recommend that you reach out to more people who have been through a similar process and that can help you and guide you in this endeavor. To give specific examples, if you're in a similar situation like me where you were looking for summer internships and you got rejected from those things, then the following year you can take a different approach by connecting to more and diverse as in different internships, reach out to the program coordinators or reach out to past students to really learn what is in that program, decide if it's a good fit for you, and if it is, then ask what it takes to be a successful applicant or have like one of the strongest applications. If you failed the class and need to retake it, then you definitely want to reach out to your professor to really understand what was missing the first time and what you can do better in the next time so you can actually ace the class. And if you're someone who decided that the failure provided you with a new clarity that you want to head into a different thing, then you got to take those extra steps to really learn about the path that you want to go into and how you're gonna have to equip yourself to get the best chances. Overall, the culmination of these 3 steps can really help you accept the reality at hand, deal with the situation, and continuing to move forward. Realize that everyone's gonna fail at some point, but the question is whether you're gonna continue to stay down or you're gonna get back up and go after it. Realize that there's no magical way to go about this, and you really just do have to put in the extra effort and be patient in this process to really see the results for yourself and make things happen for yourself. Anyways, that is all I've got for this video. If you made it this far into it, thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate you, and smash that thumbs up button to let me know you made it this far. And if you're new to the channel, consider hitting that subscribe button and turning on notifications, because I release at least 2 new videos every single week, and I'm gonna catch you all in the next one.